Welcome, everyone. This is Glenda Dawson, and you're watching channel messages from councils and light beings alike. We come to you every single week with messages or with coordinates, mostly coordinates that take us to different places. It could be in the same dimension, it could be in a different galaxy, in a different universe, it could be in a different dimension, but we all are there to remember, to plant the seed, to open the remembrance, to all of a sudden realize what gifts are opening up, some gifts are opening up, some memories, some who you truly are, and that kind of thing. So don't, if you cannot follow because you have no idea how to do it, just set the intention to follow us, to go wherever we go, and they will lead you there. And sometimes, I've heard that some people have little trippy trips with us, and it's okay. Wherever they take you, they take you. Just surrender and go along with it. Now I open the floor to everyone that is here with us. Take a nice deep breath, close your eyes. Open floor.
13, 28, 1, 3, 6, lavender. 13, 28, 1, 3, 6, lavender.
Ooh, right off the bat. Lavender door in the middle of nowhere. I open the door and it's just beautiful lavender flowers and crystals, and everything has a hue of beautiful lavender. It's very interesting. It is very healing also and very revealing in a way that it opens up your third eye and your crown chakra. The third eye only because the pineal gland, it's being opened by the fact that your chakra up here is also being open, and you're going to start to receive information in 3, 2, 1. Everyone that's watching this, that's participating, no matter when you're doing it, you're going to start getting the answers that you need to continue forward. You're going to see it in a vision, or you're going to just experience it as a knowing. Or maybe they're telling you right in your ear. Um, so it's nice and sunny day. Sorry, ladies, but I am in my lawn chair now, getting some tan. Sorry, I got to take a break here. You guys continue. I'm just relaxing, getting all the beautiful aromas, fragrances that all these flowers are bringing, and the energy of these crystals are perfectly placed to make a full circle. There's two that are very tall and big, two others on the opposite side, so it's a north and south, east and west type of thing. A little less, and then in between there's smaller circles altogether, smaller crystals altogether, but within that perfectly placed circle. And I'm just soaking the sun, the crystal, the flower energy. I'm cool. Go ahead.
Okay, but I saw initially a single railroad track. I'm not quite sure. Um, Maybe there's a unicycle type
Mm.
motorized vehicle. I don't know, but it was a single track. It led to the same place. And it was just like, okay. Um, with the lavender, with the third eye opening and the pineal gland expanding. This place allows the illusions that we've fortified ourselves with to begin to fall away. Sometimes we tell ourselves partial truths because we want them to be a certain way, and we start believing that. And it isn't really reflective of our truth. Um, this place that we're in, it will allow you to divest of some of those illusions, and it's not like being stripped away from you. It's a very gentle, mm, like the waves. It'll fall off on its own in the wave. Whether it's the wave of the lavender through the gentle breeze that's there or what, but um, you do not need to fear this divestment, if you will. Um, there's a warmth and an energy in the lavender that is comforting. It draws you to your truth. It draws you mm, to see with your path with greater clarity because those illusions are being stripped away. Sometimes when we see with that illusion in place, our path seems cloudy, our path seems uh, inconsistent, whatever. And that's because we have not taken the blinders off. Uh, we have allowed an illusion to guide us instead of our truth.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a renewing energy in the lavender fields. Um, and it too is very gentle, very warming, very caressing, um, and very supportive.
Mm-hmm.
There is a spiral like road um, through the lavender, sort of like a labyrinth, but more circular and with less walls or obstacles. And if you follow the path, it will lead to a river of sorts. There are crystals and rocks that the water or liquid cascades over. Um, Not like rapids, but just kind of gentle breaks in the stream, if you will. And the water's clear, even though it's warm, it's cool. Um, Holding that balance that we all need. We're being invited to put our feet in the water. It's not going to be icy cold. It's not going to be bath water. It's refreshing. So somewhere in between. In doing that, it allows us to ground to our truth, allows us to see and hear with clarity without distortion. And there's great peace that comes to anyone who puts their feet in the water.
Mm. Yes, I decided to get up and go with you guys.
Okay.
But I decided to bring my own little flowers, put them in my hair, and become a little hippie. Anyway, uh,
Become.
anyway, um, yes, and I could see that when I put my feet in the water, you could actually see the water clear in front of him and in back as the water takes it cascades and takes it away. You could see it cloudy or milky because it's taking anything that needs to leave my body at this moment completely out. Um, it is very not just calming, but it feels like it's the what you needed to do to finally bring some clarity because you're not cluttered with thoughts. At this moment, once your feet are in there, your thoughts come down. You're able to think and with your heart. I know it's strange, but you're able to think with your heart instead of just your brain cells. And your heart and your brain are actually uniting uh, and bringing you that peace. um, the crystals in that water are phenomenal.
Mhm.
They are so um, high on vibrations, and their frequency is so high that the second you put your feet on in there, it's like I felt the vibrations, literally my feet, and which the first time I stepped the 1 foot, I actually thought maybe I had stepped on a fish or something. Um, because we never know what you're going to find in these places. But nope,
Mm.
nope. It was just the frequency of the water and all it contains. Um, and it is helping to put everything in its place for the person to then be able to move forward. And it brings the true reality, not the reality that um, we sometimes make up. We come to realization of what we need to do and what needs to happen in order to be in a better place, in the place that you're supposed to be, actually, in the place that you intended to be before you even came into this life, and in your journey and your path, and move forward.
There's also some jacaranda trees. Um, Jacaranda trees are fairly tall and they have mm, kind of a deeper purple than lavender, uh, in like a grape cluster type cascade of flowers. They're kind of like mm, little bells, but they're like little bells of in a grape cluster that cover the trees.
Mm, they're cute.
And I think these jacarandas have been crossed with Spanish moss because there's moss like curtains that fall from some of the branches.
Mhm.
It's interesting that the Jacaranda unites the earth with the air, the warmth of the sun, and of course it needs water for life. So it brings all the elements into oneness.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at least the tree I'm in front of, that there is a crevice. Not really a door, but it's a crevice that uh, wood sprites and fairies come out of.
Mm-hmm.
But we're also invited to go into the tree. And by going into the tree, those that have a particular wound, emotional wound, spiritual wound, that you are in want of healing and moving beyond, you're welcome to enter this crevice, and the fairies and wood sprites will work on you to deeply affect that wound in transition.
Mm.
There is a music that surrounds the tree, and from the tree, um, the sprites and fairies have their own music imbued into the structure. And that music is adapting the frequencies and altering them in you to promote healing. Very serene, very magical, very soothing. And you'll be able to let go of a particular angst or issue.
Mm-hmm. So I decided to go in with you, and you can feel the change in energy. Uh, Even though it's still a positive energy, I'm not saying it isn't, but there is a stronger, more gentle, but stronger at the same time, which is an oxymoron. But um, it goes deeper.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I meant to say. It goes deeper into whatever you're experiencing right now that may be painful or frustrating. Um, and it will definitely work on healing it to bring the clarity to give you the steps that you need to take. Now, there is a being there that has decided to wants me to give a message to one particular woman and this one particular man. Um, I know who you are. I will later on email you and tell you. So if you haven't seen this particular, if you're not here live, you will then make sure that you watch it. But I do know who it is meant for, and it could resonate with a lot more others. But in this moment, um, just because your life isn't what you expected does not mean that you should throw it away. What you can do is you can work towards changing it and your perspective. Sometimes life is bad, period. Your circumstances are bad, period. Yes, leave. But sometimes you need to change a little bit of your perspective. Use that intelligence that you have been given. Use that heart that you have been given, not just your ego to respond to people or places, but you leave your ego behind and be able to use the divine energy that's within you, the energy of love, the energy of understanding, the energy of looking at things and seeing what the other person is saying and making sure that they are not coming from a different place that you are. Maybe some people say things and not because of anything, but because they're hurting and they're not able to deal with the pain that they're trying to get rid of or work through. Right now, we are coming in towards the end of the snake year. And this snake year is shedding. And if you did not shed from last February to this February, you are going to shed in the last few weeks. Everybody does. In one way or another, you get rid of things that no longer is for your benefit. You get rid of clutter, you get rid, and all of a sudden you're going to start feeling that energy of getting rid of things, lightening your load so you can prepare for the fire horse, the one that runs wild, the one that looks forward, the one that is going faster and faster because it wants to go into the light things. It wants to go and start making its way into its paths. The one that brings that freedom for you to do whatever you came to do. This is the time, the transitional time. So this is the time where you're going to meet up with a lot of stuff that you thought you may have dealt with, and now all of a sudden it's not there. Not there any longer. And you thought that you came to a realization, or you did come to a realization, they're correcting me, that you did come to a realization that what you're saying isn't being heard, or how you're speaking it isn't being heard, and that is getting you to push your own buttons, and you need to unplug your buttons because all you're doing is giving the situation more power, more negative power than it needs to have. And take your power back. Learn to what battles to battle and what battles to just say, yeah, okay, move on. Let the situation or the people around that do their own thing. It is time to slowly move away and release that. Stop picking up the phone so often. Let it ring a few times. Let them have to text you. Let them, whatever. Your energy is more important and your well-being is more important than anybody else's, because if you're not well, nobody else around you is well. And you could be replaced real fast too in some circumstances, faster than you could blink. So remember, your well-being is more important. So get rid of the excess. Get rid of what's anchoring you down. And if that means going through your whole house and with a big garbage bag and this is for donation, and you just take everything, go through your clothes, go through your closets, go through everything around the house so you can walk easily around your house, so be it. If you want to sell it, sell it. But sometimes you just need to get rid of it so you can actually feel free. You could actually breathe. You could actually feel like my space again instead of the space that feels heavy. And even though that is what usually is the intention of December, to get rid of all that, so you're a little early or a little late, depends on how you look at it. this is definitely the time. That year of the snake ending is shedding and shedding and shedding, and it wants you to finally just set your mind up and get rid of anything that's not for you. And if not, the horse fire, the fire horse will burn it and set you free. But you have to take the steps to show that you are ready to feel that sense of just being at peace and being your own person and being your own path. You've taken everybody else's path long enough. Move forward. Move forward. And Daddy will either come with you and join you or not. And let's face it, the world has been, your life has been about change. And you have taken steps every single so often, every day you take steps that could change your future. So take those steps without fear, without control, and let them happen. And above all, remember to love yourself. In the month of love, remember to love yourself. Stop wasting time. Okay, they're done.
And it's time for us to soak in the last bit of glory. Take it, look everywhere, absorb what you can absorb.
Yes.
For it is time for us to begin the journey back.
Yes, it is. Lead us back, please.
For those of you who've come to the water, begin taking the road that leads back through the lavender. Excuse me. Through out of the jacaranda onto the path. Breathe in deeply the lavender scent. Release. We'll do this 3 times. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. Breathe in. Release. And now we begin to descend the 3 steps back into our space at ground level. 3, 2, softly re-enter your body. Take a deep breath and return to 0.
Thank you for that. And thank you to everyone who's here. Please remember to share, to subscribe, to like. And we will see you next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern, as we always do. We welcome all your comments and all your feedback. As always, we love you. Bye.